Alright guys, welcome back to another video. I know I haven't posted in a while, but today is going to be an absolutely value stack video. So get yourself a cup of tea, cup of coffee, Red Bull, whatever. It doesn't matter. Sit back, maybe even get a fucking actual notepad or something. Take some notes, and this can be a banger video. So enjoy, guys. Okay guys, why 99% of branded dropshippers fail, alright? The reason why I say branded dropshippers as well is because it's 2025. If you're not actually trying to build a real brand, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. And you can actually click off this video, right? This video is for people who actually want to have a real long-term brand, right? That they can actually make an exit for in the near future, right? Ideally 6, 7, or hopefully that 8-figure exit. I'm going to give you guys a little like sneak peek before we go into it, but don't just go and skip ahead now to the end of the video, because trust me, I'm doing deep dives into all of these 10 points, which are very important, right? And guys, you really need to pay attention, because you might notice that you tick all these boxes and you're like, fuck, maybe I'm not built for dropshipping, right? Of course, I'm joking. Like, you don't need to be built for it. Of course, there are certain types of people that will do better in dropshipping than others, right? At the end of the day, it's just inputs and outputs, guys, right? This is, if that was to sum up this entire video up, right, before it's even started, it's inputs and outputs, right? The more you put in, the more you get out, right? But there are many, many, many variables on the way, right? And that is exactly what we're going to cover today, right? I've got 10 full points out. We're going to go full in depth on them, do a full deep dive, right? And actually explain exactly why you could be failing and why, and also how you're not going to be part of that 99% that fail. All right, let's get straight into it, guys. All right. The first point is you don't actually have the necessary skills, all right? There are so many skills that actually goes into running a profitable dropshipping store, right? That's one of the reasons I love ecom so much, because even if you don't make ecom work, right? You have learned so much. You know how to build a good site. You know how to create ads. You know how to script things, right? There's so many skills, marketing, everything. There's so many skills. I could sit here listing fucking 20 different skills that ecom teaches you, right? But the problem is you guys don't have the necessary skills. A lot of you like, oh, fuck, bro, you know, my ads aren't working, man. I thought they were going to work. Dude, I spent so much time on this. All right, bro, how do you have such an ego that you think your ad is going to print when you don't even know what a good ad is? You don't even have the skills yet to be able to create and script good ads, right? There's so many fucking skills that go into this, guys. Literally, even a very important one is video editing. Guys, I suck at video editing. And this kind of is I don't want to jump the gun here. I have a point about this as well, but I'm going to do a little hint for this one, right? You guys have to, I realized that I sucked at video editing. I'm very good at scripting and actually creating these ads, right? But the actual visual aspect, I wasn't so good at. So very early in my dropshipping career, I actually found people to make my ads for me. Am I saying go hire fucking people? No, right? Especially if you're on a budget, right? Definitely don't do that. But there are so many fucking skills that you actually need to master before you can even like have a valid attempt on dropshipping, right? A lot of people, you may even be like good at building websites, right? But if your ads suck, then it's absolutely meant for nothing, right? It's then you've done all that work for fucking nothing, because no one's gonna ever see your big beautiful website because you actually fucking literally just spent all your time on the website and didn't even care about the ads, right? There are so many skills that go into it, and I don't think you guys actually fully understand this. The main question is, how do you actually go and acquire these skills, right? The main way is actually just going on YouTube, right? Getting info. If you're an absolute beginner, I don't recommend like actually just paying a mental crazy money before you don't even know what dropshipping actually is, right? That's dumb, right? If you've tried a product before, maybe definitely work with a mentor. If you'd like to work with me, shameless plug, link in the description. Go watch that video, click on the link, and I'll speak to you guys soon. But I'd hope by now it's not just all beginners watching my content, to be completely honest. The thing is, you guys also know what the skills are. It's very simple, right? If you can, you got to think about it. What is the main thing that moves the wheel in ecom? Is ads, right? The more ads you actually put out with high intent, right? Don't just spam volume. I hate it when I see people just say fucking spam ads. Like, no, don't do that, right? You need to actually increase the intent. I'd rather test 5 high quality ads, right? That we spent days or a week making than just fucking ripping some stupid TikTok videos, right? Don't do that. And of course, TikTok videos might do better than our fully scripted ads, of course, but you should always be testing with high intent, right? But yeah, guys, you know what the skills are. You just haven't acquired them yet, right? So don't beat yourself up for not being good at something. You know, it really takes 10,000 hours to actually be good at something, right? You can't expect to be the fucking genius or an ecom. Like it, of course, there is some, you know, luck involved, right? Of course, with this. Like, for example, beginners that hit their first couple $1,000s on first product test. Does it happen? Yes. Is it going to happen to you? Most likely not, right? So to mitigate the luck, I actually speak about luck at the end, but anyway, you actually just need to make sure you're acquiring the necessary skills. So getting better at ads, right? Actually analyzing top ads, right? That's what I was saying earlier. You can't create a good ad until you know what a good ad is. It's the exact same as anything in life. How can you expect to do something great in life if you don't even know what great is, right? So actually go and analyze, go get a free trial for Atria. So go get a free trial on Atria. I'm not even affiliated with them. You can just use Ads Library if you want to go the free route. And go analyze brands' top ads, right? Atria gives you Atria literally will tell you what the top ads are, right? Go look at their landing page. You literally just need to become a fucking student again, right? If you don't, if you're not open to learning and just consuming as much knowledge as possible, you'll never make it in ecom. Trust me. And the people that don't want to consume and learn more, these are the type of people that have insane egos and they think they know everything, and they'll never succeed, to be completely honest. Like, just keep acquiring knowledge. Of course, a lot of the stuff you see is bullshit, so you need to make sure you're picking and choosing, right? Don't just mindlessly agree with everything. You need to always be making data-driven decisions. I always say this, right? Always make data-driven decisions. If you're not making data-driven decisions, then decisions have no backbone. You're just doing things for the sake of doing it, right? For example, like, why are you testing the new form of ad, right? Why are you using this hook? Why are you using this script? Did you do the market research on this? Did you actually figure out what the customer main pain points are? Did you actually do the whole fucking research and figure out exactly what your customer wants? Do you know who your ICP is? Like, there are so many little things that go into ecom that you guys just overlook, right? I bet you like 95% of you don't even do market research. You just fucking take the first video on TikTok and rip it and hope it fucking works, right? You guys, if you want to make real money in ecom, you have to treat it like a real business, right? A lot of you guys just a lot of you guys just want to fucking click buttons and make money. Like, at the end of the day, that is what we do. We're glorified button clickers. But there's a lot more stuff that goes into it in the background. But apart from the necessary skills, another thing I actually see a lot of the time is that you guys just can't stay focused and like you just can't stay locked in, right? And there are many, many reasons for this, right? Okay. If you're actually dealing with like laziness, procrastination, okay, I know a lot of people, some of my students even used to deal with this a lot. I actually spoke to one of them about this the other day, right? Guys, you need to actually realize it really depends on the type of person you are, right? Most of you, I'd say the issue is a combination of skills and actually you can't stay focused. It's very different for everyone. You just need to figure out exactly what it is for you, right? I'd say honestly 50% of this video, you guys probably have the necessary skills. If you've actually been in ecom for more than 6-7 months, maybe a year, you've probably picked up the necessary skills to, hit your first 10K day. But if you haven't, there's something wrong, right? And that either is literally just because maybe you've acquired the wrong skills or you're not doing the right things that actually move the needle, or it can be that you're literally just not putting enough inputs in, right? And the reason you're not putting inputs in is because you're not fucking focused and you're just not being productive. Like, you know what you have to do, you're just not doing it. You need to make everything very, very simple. And that's why the yes or no method is so good, right? Because the brain responds so much better to simple questions, right? Because if you think about doing something, your brain thinks 70,000 other thoughts on why it should, why it shouldn't, whatever, right? Why, and it tries to you literally try to justify your decisions to yourself, right? Which is the worst thing you can actually do, right? For example, if you're like, oh no, I worked a bit today, I can scroll for a bit. Like, no, bro, right? Literally, this is the approach I use all the time, right? And I struggle with procrastination all the time. It's normal. You just have to deal with it properly. And honestly, like, if you are a big procrastinator, it shows me kind of how your life looks like, right? Because you probably don't have healthy habits. You're probably not going to the gym every day. You're probably not going outside. You're probably not meditating. You probably have very poor mental health, right? And I see this all the time. The people who have the worst mental health are always the biggest procrastinators, right? And I guarantee if you're a procrastinator, you might have poor mental health, right? And listen, I'm not saying go fucking take antidepressants. Like, Jesus, fuck that. I don't even believe in that shit, to be completely honest, guys. I mean, it literally does not solve any problem. But I'm not going to get into details with that. You literally just need to ask yourself before you do something, is this going to get me closer towards my goal? Yes or no, right? If it's a yes, fucking continue doing it. If it's a no, don't do it. Simple as that. Keep it simple, stupid. I always say this, guys. Keep it simple, stupid. It's very important, right? Another reason why you're just simply not doing the work is because you just don't want it bad enough or your reasons aren't strong enough. A lot of you guys are fucking stuck in the comfort zone, right? You really haven't put yourself out that comfort zone. When I was 18, I fucking literally the second I turned 18, I left home and moved to Europe, right? I'm from South Africa. fucking obviously I'd made a little bit of money by then, but I still put myself out my comfort zone. I come from a very decent home, right? Not crazy wealthy or anything, but very modest household. I don't come from a crazy home. I come from a very middle class, you know, like well off ish family, right? I didn't have to leave the house. I was very comfortable at home, but I realized if I stay in my comfort zone, I'm not gonna grow. You don't grow in your comfort zone, but that's the whole reason why it's called a comfort zone, right? Listen, I'm not saying go leave your parents' house like if you're fucking 16, right? But if you can afford to, right? Or if you really can't make it work, like, because listen, you are a product of your environment, right? If you're stuck around like fucking brokey friends, and it's not even just if they're broke, right? It's just fucking, if you're not around ambitious and people with, if you're not around ambitious people, people with the same goals as you, that people have the same like outlooks on life on you, right? You probably shouldn't be hanging out with them, to be completely honest, right? I have very good friends that have completely different outlooks on life from me, right? But I don't spend so much time with them, right? I only spend time with them, I don't even know anymore, right? Of course, they're good friends. Like, I'm not just gonna say get rid of people, just start cutting people off. But if they, I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying cut people off. But if they are stopping you from achieving your goals, for example, like begging you to come out to the parties or whatever, like fuck, or hating on you, then they're not your real friends anyway, right? I have friends with completely different outlooks on life to me and different goals, whatever. But they still cheer me on, fucking helping me, like always checking up on me, fucking looking after me, right? These are your real friends. These are like my brothers, right? And everyone needs a good circle of friends, of course. And you also need friends to push you, right? I think real friends will push you much harder than you even can yourself, right? I'm someone that feeds on competition, right? I love healthy competition, right? Because I see someone doing something good, I want to do it good as well, right? And I think you need to start connecting with more people as well. Actually try reach out to people on Twitter, Discords, whatever, join communities and try and share your growth together, right? Share your wins, share your losses, everything. Just try it, build a circle, and this sets a very strong foundation to fix all your productivity issues. And it's going to really help with your accountability as well. You know, literally, for some students that struggle with productivity, I literally provide them with accountability people, which is very good. And I also keep them accountable anyway. So yeah, you really just need to figure out the core reason why you're unproductive. I mentioned a lot of reasons here, right? And also, you're probably not lazy, you're just lost, right? And a lot of you might not understand what I'm saying there, but when I say lost, right, it's just not really knowing what to do, right? This is the thing. A lot of you might know what to do, you literally just can't get yourself to do it. But some people, literally, I experienced this before. I wanted to work when I was young. I just didn't know what the fuck to do. So you literally need to keep fucking putting yourself out there and keep consuming them. Read books, guys. Fuck, I wish I read more books when I was younger. I read every day now. But when I was younger, when I was fucking 12, 13, I wish I read more books. I'd be infinitely more intelligent now. Um, but yeah, you're not lazy, you're just lost. You just need to figure out exactly what you want out of life, figure out your core reasons for everything, right? Actually find out why you want to do what you want to do. And the next point I'm going to say is you're not focusing on things that move the needle. To be honest, guys, a lot of you fucking focus on shit that doesn't even matter, all right? For example, some people will spend fucking 3 days, 4 days just trying to fucking think of a brand name, right? Or choose exact what colors, right? Guys, of course these things matter, but they don't need, these are quick decisions that need to be made, right? And they also take too much time, guys. You only have a certain amount of brain power you can use every day, right? And you need to be spending that on things that actually move the needle. And in ecom specifically, that's creating more ads with high intent, right? High intent, high volume is the thing that's actually gonna fucking take you to the next level, okay? So stop fucking doing stupid shit that you know is not that important. For example, like fucking just making these tiny changes on your website when you're not even at a 1K day yet, right? The main reason you're not at 1K days with whatever fucking goal you want to achieve, right, is because you're not putting enough good quality ads out there, right? Like, why are you doing CRO when you fucking don't even have a winning ad yet, right? You've got bigger problems to fix, buddy. That shit like comes after. Guys, trust me, you know what to do, and if you're not doing it, why the fuck are you not doing it? I mean, that goes back to these core reasons, but you got to figure that out for yourself, right? And this is something I did very early in my ecom career, right? And probably not early enough, to be honest. I only did it about a year and a half into it, right? Maybe 2 years, right? You have to actually identify what you're good at and what you're not so good at, okay? For me, as I mentioned a bit earlier, I think, I don't remember, but I'm not good at video editing. I was very good at scripting out ads, you know, actually script them out visually, great at creating hooks, right? I was very good at actually getting the whole ad brief together, right? I actually giving the UGC creators exactly what B-roll they need, etc., etc. I was very good at that, right? But when it came to post-production, actual editing, I suck at editing. And it's also such, for me, it's such a draining task. Like, why you shouldn't, if you make anything over a couple G's a month, literally at fucking minimum, right? And that's not even a lot of money. Like, no disrespect to anyone, right? But you should have a video editor, right? Literally, you can easily fucking go. Oh fuck. Literally, guys, you can literally easy go into fucking onlinejobs.ph, which is the fucking Philippines. You can hire great video editors from the Philippines for a couple $100 a month, right? If you're at any sort of scale, I wouldn't say get it in the beginning, right? If you've maybe tested, 10, 20 products or whatever, right? And you simply your ads on good enough, it's probably not because you're video editing. It's just because you can't create good ads. For me, I just noticed that like the quality of videos I was outputting was not good enough, right? Content like visually wise, it was not good enough. Everything else was fine. I just wasn't happy with how the ads looked. I knew the metrics could be better if I had a good video editor. So I went on onlinejobs.ph, LinkedIn, right? Actually hired the people I need to. And as I said, it's so cheap, right? You can get very good quality people. For example, VAs, right? Don't fucking spend, if you literally even, if you're anything above like a K or two a day, get a fucking VA, right? To manage customer support. You can literally it literally is going to cost you an hour, $1 or two an hour, right? It's super fucking cheap and sign that everyone should have, to be honest. Obviously, if you're a beginner, then you don't need this, right? But also, do not hire. This is a very important point, guys. Do not hire for any position until you're fully competent. You know what you're doing. And the reason I say this is because a lot of you motherfuckers will like jump the gun. Like I know people that literally before their fucking first product they've even launched, like, oh, should I hire an ads agency? Like, no, bro. You don't even know what a fucking good ad is yet, right? You also just you need to know everything about your product. You need to know all the market research, right? Because this is going to also make the ads agency's team a lot easier, right? I really just don't. You shouldn't hire any creative strategist or any ads agency until you've actually tried to make ads yourself. You don't even know if you're fucking good at making ads yet, right? And also, just because you made 5 ads, you also can't say you're shit at making ads, right? You don't have enough volume to actually fucking be conclusive on whether you think you're good or not. As I mentioned earlier in the video, just analyze fucking a whole bunch of ads, right? Message me on IG or Twitter. I'll send you a full swipe file of like top 100 ads ever, right? That's very important. And like, if you don't know what a good ad is, again, you're not going to be able to make a good ad. All right, guys, the next point I want to discuss is you actually give up too easy, right? And why I say this is because a lot of people literally, when I say give up too easy, this is meant in multiple senses. First one being, you'll literally just kill your product after fucking 1 day of testing. Like, you haven't even given Meta time to optimize yet you want to kill it, right? Unless you have fucking 20 fucking dollar cost per clicks on your first day, like, you shouldn't kill your product. Obviously, if you're selling like a fucking $2,000 product, maybe $20 cost per click is not crazy. But anyway, ideally that's super high, right? Anyway, so don't kill shit way too like quickly. I see a lot of people do this, right? And a lot of my students before joining my mentorship would literally run products for like a day, right? As I said, you have not given Meta time to optimize. Meta works kind of on a 3-day thing. It rarely takes around minimum 3 days to actually even kind of optimize your ad. 7 days is ideal, but anything like less than 3 is ridiculous. You haven't even given your ad time to test, right? I don't want to get too deep into like a whole ad setup guide. Ideally, you should be using a CBO setup anyway, right? This is also going to save you a lot of money in the long run. And the reason being is because Meta is only going to spend money on the ads that they think will perform, right? And the ones that were shit are just not going to get spent. Compared to where if you did an ABO, every single ad would basically, or every single ad set would get its own budget. So yeah, use CBOs to actually save you a bit money. And guys, yeah, if you've only tested 2 products, 3 products in your life, right? And you say dropshipping's a scam, please click off this video. You have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, and I see a lot of people do this next thing. There's no strategy, right? You're literally just throwing things at the wall. You're almost basically gambling. And what I mean by this is you have no fucking system for testing products. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're just spamming calendar rips, hoping that no one else is at the same time trying to cook something at the same time as you and fucking get it up on meta ads before you. Right? I hate the calendar fucking like way of dropshipping. I know some motherfuckers preach it, but I just don't like it. You just have to be first to market, right? Or you literally just have to do things infinitely better than everyone else, right? And most of you guys are watching, you're probably amateur dropshippers, right? You're probably the people that have made a little bit of money with dropshipping, but nothing scaled any, like you haven't scaled anything too crazy, right? And you can't outcompete you can't outcompete the motherfuckers that are already doing 10K days with the product, right? Of course, like competition is good, to be completely honest with you. Like I think as a beginner you shouldn't be first to market with something because it's also way too difficult. You have no data, you don't know how it works, you know what fucking angles are gonna work. You just have no clue what's gonna happen. You're just fucking basically just hoping whatever you're testing is gonna work, right? Listen, as an expert dropshipper, being first to market is amazing because I know what the fuck I'm doing, right? But as a more beginner amateur, it can get very difficult because you have no fucking strategy, right? But strategy wise, it depends, and you just have to find something that works for you. My students, we have a very strict testing strategy, right? I found it's the most efficient, right? But literally, guys, it's not so much on your exact strategy, right? Of course, if you have no strategy, you're gonna get fucked, right? But at the end of the day, like 99% of the success comes from the ad, right? And the thing is, because if you know, this is what I always tell people as well. If you can make a good ad, you can do everything else good, right? Because your ad has to be correlated with your landing page and also your product page, of course, right? All the messaging, the copy, they all have to fucking be correlated, right? Right. Messaging is so important. And I'll make another video on this on how to actually like create the perfect messaging on your ad and landing page and product page, or whatever. But a lot of people will like literally fucking speak about one angle on their ad, right? And the landing page and or product page doesn't even fucking mention like any solutions or benefits for that X or Z angle, right? So you guys need to make sure all your shit is correlated. I know this is off topic here, but it's very important if you're about to test a product. Go and check, make sure everything is fucking correlated, you know. If you're doing some sort of fucking beauty product and acne angle or whatever, make sure all the fucking rest of it is correlated, right? And guys, this is one that's gonna be controversial, okay? No budget, right? Guys, you can make ecom work with little to no capital, right? But it is fucking way more difficult, right? It's almost infinitely more difficult, okay? Remove this now. We can remove all this shit. Okay, so the more capital you have, simply the more products you're able to test, right? If you know what you're doing, you should be fine. Like my students get their fucking first winner with literally max 2 to 3 products, right? And why? And that's because of the approach we take, right? We're not just fucking spamming shitty products that have no don't solve any problem. They don't provide any fucking value to society, right? We actually sell things that make a difference, right? And something that we can actually stand upon, right? You don't just want to sell shit. Like I hate the fucking guys who just want to sell some stupid product that doesn't do anything. But anyway, what I was saying about budget is that simply the more money you have, the more you can afford to lose, right? Because you will lose money in the beginning. Like, unless you get crazy lucky or you have a good mentor like me, you know, shameless plug. But anyway, you're gonna lose money in the beginning, right? Because you don't know what you're doing, right? And to be honest, like, if you have a bit of capital, rather spend it on a mentor, like actually someone you trust and that's proven in the industry. Doesn't have to be me. There's a lot of good guys fucking in the ecom industry. Like I'm not trying to fucking convert you into mentorship. Of course, if you like to work with me, you know the links in the description, whatever. But what was I saying? Rather spend money on acquiring the skills than just burning it on shitty product tests when you don't know what you're doing. Acquire the skills first, however that may be, and then fucking try it. Like a lot of people just everyone says action, action, action. Like, yeah, of course, you need to fucking take action and do the product test. But if you're testing products and you have no skills, right? You don't know how to make good copy, right? You don't know how to fucking make good ads, etc., etc. You're gonna get fucking burned, bro. Like you're gonna just lose all your money. Like most of my students product tests, right? Worst case scenario, they're barely below break even, right? That's because the fucking system we set up is so fucking good, right? You really need to have a good system approach for it, right? And this is how we can ensure, like, fucking, if you're on a budget, you can still make it fucking work, right? It's gonna be more difficult for sure, right? But it really, as it says here, it's not for brokies, all right? If you got $100 to your fucking name, go get a fucking job and then come back, all right? And or just get a fucking job and keep watching YouTube videos. That's the best advice I can do. Keep watching videos like this. And yeah, honestly, just get a fucking job and keep watching, yeah. Yeah, but as I said, yeah, you can make it work. It's just fucking, you have to have that strict testing approach, guys. Like literally, if you only have $200, 150 or whatever, you shouldn't even be doing a product test. Like, save at least a couple hundred minimum, bro. Like I would advocate more, but minimum that. And even then, like if you don't know what you're doing, then you might as well just save up fully to get a mentor so you can acquire the skills and then do the product test, right? That seems to me, at least to me, the logical fucking way to do it, right? But anyway, the last point, guys, this video is getting super long, right? You have to make your own luck, right? And what I mean by that is everyone thinks, oh, the fuck, that guy got lucky, you know, whatever. You know, he had his winner on this second trial, whatever, right? Luck comes your way when you put in the inputs, right? I've noticed when I do more, I get luckier, right? No one that doesn't fucking work hard or put in any fucking effort gets lucky, right? It's just how the fucking universe works. I don't know why. I'm sure some motherfucker, you know, obviously, like, you get the typical homeless guy that fucking, you know, maybe wins the lottery and you could argue he's lucky. But at the end of the day, 99% of them will lose all that money. So it's back at square one. So was he that lucky anyway? I'm off on a tangent already. Fuck, man. I gotta stop fucking yapping, guys, man. Anyway. Don't worry, mentorship is no yapping, by the way. It's just YouTube to get the fucking video longer, guys. But anyway, yeah, you really have to make your own luck. And how do you do this? It's just simple input outputs. I'm gonna end the video the same way I started, right? All this is very important, and it's literally probably the main thing. Like you probably need to see this video. You probably suffer from at least 4 or 5 of these things, right? Some of you might even feel like all 10 of these points apply to you, right? And that's okay, right? At least you know how to fucking fix them now. But anyway, guys, that's been a fucking great video. Again, if you want to fucking welcome me, link in the description. I'm not gonna come and pitch my service here. I hope by now you guys know what the fuck I do and what kind of results we get. If you don't, anyway, click that link in the description. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Fucking click the subscribe button, please. Not enough of you guys subscribe. And yeah, like the video as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.